and then having the ability to be able to shift when needed, because it's going to happen, but in a very positive way, where we're making a positive impact and not a negative impact. And that's really what's key.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So what can we do, Kevin, within organizations in order to incentivize and develop? Because leadership also is not talent-based, is a skill-based. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's like driving or swimming. The more you practice, the better you become. You're not going to learn this in a book. You learn this by practicing.
Absolutely.
And for me, for example, I nobody showed me how to be a leader. I remember when my company, and when they were coming to me, there were too many, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I had these people asking me all these questions. So I put a sign behind my desk. I said, don't come to me to ask me a question if you don't have 2 or 3 solutions. Don't ask me, because I don't know. Come with 3 solutions and let's see what happens. And then when they start to come with the 3 solutions with the question, then I ask them, okay, which one do you choose? What do you want me to choose? Choose whatever you think. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we have to do something else. It's not like Harry had to choose, why I had to choose. You choose. That's okay. And the more control I release from myself and give it to them, which people say, oh, you're crazy. How are you going to give all this control to your team? Mm-hmm. Well, the more control and I release from myself and I give it to them, you know what? It was better. Because in fact, they were all better than me in all the specific, in sales, marketing, whatever they were doing. But then people hold the position like, no, I have to tell you what choice to take. You have to take this one, and then people micromanage, and it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, you were delegating responsibilities
by accident.
And when leaders delegate, given the example that you just gave, if they delegate with the intent of developing people, that's the heart and soul of what delegation is all about. So while other people were asking, are you crazy? You knew as a good leader that what I'm doing, I'm preparing and I'm equipping and I'm developing my team by delegating these key assignments to them. It's helping them to be great leaders as well. And that's very, very important. Now, the leader that wants to hold all the power to themselves won't do that. But leaders who are properly prepared and understand the power of the team, they get it, and they know how to distribute the work to help build up their team to be the best that they can be, so that one day they can take over leadership when we move on. So that's really the heart and soul. If we delegate with the intent that we're really, really helping to build up our team and to develop the next generation of leaders, then delegation becomes one of our best friends.
So Kevin, why you decided to have a Johnson leadership? Why are you so passionate about leadership?
Yeah, so I work for
there are very few of us around the world.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a leader.
I know. So I worked for the federal government here in the United States for 34 years. And I was a frontline leader, a mid-level leader, and I was also a senior level leader.
Wow.
And throughout that entire time, I watched people, I watched teams, and I watched organizations thrive under good leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched people, teams, and organizations dip because of bad leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And I was determined in my
both faces.
Yep. In my last position as chief of staff before I retired, I determined that I wanted to do something about it. So I stood up the Johnson Leadership Group. That was 6 years ago. Wow. And we provide leadership development training and executive coaching. And we're helping organizations and teams and individuals to really understand what leadership is all about. all the strategies, all the principles, the nuggets, the tools, and the tips that go along with it. Somebody can be born a leader, but they still need to be cultivated. They still need to be
Absolutely,
groomed
it's a
and
skill.
trained. Yeah,
The
it
more you
becomes a
practice, the
skill.
better you become.
There you go.
There is
Practice
no
makes
way around.
perfect.
There is
Yep,
no way
absolutely.
around the thing. Nobody. Uh, you don't born with this. Yeah. The other day,
Exactly.
I did my last workshop, Speakers and Leaders. We had the pleasure to have the son of Muhammad Ali, the boxer, with us. Yeah.
Hmm.
As one of our students, and he was talking about his dad. Sharing with us some anecdotes, and he was, what he represented. The black people or whatever he feels that he represented. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was more important for him, like actually boxing and the money that he was making. He was willing to die for it. Yeah,
Wow.
and this is that type of character with that passion. Yeah,
Hmm.
what is created, but he has to say it again and again and again and again and again. The personality, the leader grew. Yeah, and it's not the same when you listen to speaking to him at the very early. That actually more furthering in his career. So at the end, I agree with you that companies can achieve amazing results or can literally die just because the leadership, not only from the CEO, but also because of the structures as well. And
Absolutely.
it come to the same thing. It's come to what you were sharing, Kevin, like to be approachable, yeah, to have this mind open, to have this humbleness, to try to work together as a team, yeah,
Hmm.
and to get rid of this mentality which is very toxic. I know better, and especially in corporate, we do a lot of corporate training as well, and we find out, there are some organizations that we go that, Kevin, they are like 30,000 liter boats, yeah. So the leadership is so well articulated, and they are talking in they have vertical orientation, but also they have horizontal. So the department talk to each other, and they communicate between themselves. And what happened, the organization looked like 300-liter boats that if the liter boat, and the CEO is in the first one, and the CEO said, turn right. Now the 3,000 boat turn right quickly. The response changed really fast. Where we have the other organizations that they are only rigid vertical structures, and department don't talk among themselves. And these organizations like a big Titanic. So when you have to turn right, you have to turn this huge,
Oh, yeah.
and it moves so slow
Takes a long time.
that you are, when you open your eyes, you are out of business. The
Hmm.
response to change is key in order to survive in business. And the big organizations, Kevin, they some of them are not putting the effort that is required to create this leadership and this communication, vertical as well as horizontal. So what is your view on this, and how important in your opinion is to respond to change in order to stay in business?
Well, I tell you what, the only thing constant is change. So you sort of, you have to go with it, right? It happens all the time, whether it's technology or a new trend or something socially or economically, weather. I mean, all of these factors are always happening and always going on around us. So we always have to be ready to be flexible and to be adaptable and to be resilient with whatever comes our way. And
To
that's the heart
respond
and
to change
soul.
fast, right?
Changes very fast. So here in our country, as you mentioned, today is election day, and whoever is elected our next president, there's going to be change.
Absolutely. And some business, they have to
And
move
and it's,
fast
and
to
it's going
be
to filter,
around
it's going to filter all the way down to us, and we have
100%.
to be resilient, and we have to be transformative in terms of how we think and how we move and how we operate in order to stay afloat. So everything around us changes all the time. So you can't have the mindset that it's going to always be this way, because that's just not going to happen. And so just having the mindset, and then having the heart, and then having the ability to be able to shift when needed, because it's going to happen, but in a very positive way, where we're making a positive impact and not a negative impact. And that's really what's key.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.